sure everything is secure, and we are here. Make sure everything's working. This is coming loose off of me. Okay. Hi, y'all. Justin the Zilla here. Hopefully my mic sounds fine. Hopefully the fur, or the actual suit isn't messing with this, but happy Halloween. Welcome to our Halloween special episode. Not very much, I guess, kind of like, your spooky, kind of scary Halloween theme, but we're here. We're doing our thing. I got my cape. And as you can see, for those who know, I am super over. I know. A bit ridiculous. I had other plans, other ideas. I had another costume already kind of like ordered and made, but it hasn't shown up on time. Well, it's here now, but I'm like, well, I bought this one because I went to another party. So we're here. We're doing our thing. Happy Halloween, everyone. At least it's like, well, here live. This is the day before Halloween. And those who saw of what I posted, but we're here. We're doing our thing. This thing is already like pretty hot already. But we're here. We are. This looks so ridiculous, but I love it. Especially with the helmet's all kind of out of whack, but you know what? It's what we roll with. It's what we got. And I like this costume. I like that it has the cape, has the thing. It's a onesie, so it's easy to get out of if I gotta, and then easy to put on whenever I can, just like I did. So, but yeah, welcome. I'll say it again. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Justin the Zilla. We're here every week, usually every Friday, sometimes maybe a Wednesday, maybe sometimes a Thursday, like in this case, where this is the day before Halloween. This is Hallows Eve, as they call it. Where, the day before Halloween, so, and tomorrow, of course, being Halloween, so where I got some plans, I got personal things going on, so, it just has to kind of work its way in to my schedule, even if it's kind of pushed in there, but we're here. We are doing our thing as always, every week. We're looking at figures, we're talking toys, we're doing our thing, we're having fun. And I love wearing this costume again, honestly. The last time I wore this costume was for a party. For a Halloween party that kind of happened a week ago or two. Like a week or two ago. I can't remember. Yeah, this month has flown by so fast. I can't believe it's already Halloween tomorrow. The end of the month is here, but we're doing our thing. We are here. We are celebrating the time to dress up, have some fun, despite everything in the world falling apart and destroying itself from the inside, our world, but we're here to have fun. Screw all the haters, screw all the people trying to take away our regular day of just living and having fun. So that's why I'm here. To do my thing. And yes, no Godzilla costume. I would have liked to gotten one, but honestly, I don't think there's really been a perfect Godzilla costume. Well, except for, spoilers, but, there is this one, but I don't think they're going to be, releasing these again anytime soon. It would be neat. I just like the mask. The shirt, I'm kind of like, if I ever did get one of these. But, would like to get a good Godzilla suit at some point. But yeah, so we're here. I can't really do a Grover voice, I'll be honest. I was going to try, but I'm like, I don't know. Super Grover. I don't think that's the voice. I don't know. Super Grover. Is that really what I got? I think that's the most I got. I really because Super Grover, the whole thing is that he can fly. He just can't really land. So he's just like, ah, and then it's like, oh, Super Grover. Great. Here to do absolutely nothing, as always. It's like not really that helpful. It's like he's trying his best, but really, he's just there to kind of just make it clear to everyone else, like, okay, it's like we know the thing to solve. I need to turn off my thing. Do not disturb, please. We are starting my stream. Who is messaging me? Okay. The usual people at this time. But yeah, but we're here. Super over. Even, as you can see, the whole cape back there. I'll be wearing this tomorrow too, so can't wait. But yeah, just I'm just ready to watch a lot of horror movies tomorrow. It's like I've been watching horror already. At least it's like, of course, like through the month I can see the nose up here. It's kind of distracting me, but you know. Oh. But yeah. Specifically, when it comes like to Halloween-esque and kind of horror stuff that I've been watching recently, they did have the new It series premiere. I think that was just yesterday, right? On Wednesday? I think that was like Monday or Tuesday. One of those days. Whatever day it was great. I watched it just yesterday. I think it was the day before. So yeah, it was, I think, on Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday when that show came out. But yeah, but the new It series, if we want to talk about monsters and horror a bit, a lot of fun, very graphic, very scary, but you know, a fun little thing to watch for Halloween. And then of course they're going to be releasing the second episode tomorrow as well, as like a special kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know if that comes out basically midnight tonight. I'm kind of hoping that they'll just have that ready to go, because I do want to watch that, because it just makes sense. It's like, yeah, of course I'm going to watch that. It's Pennywise. And you know, it's like, and then of course it's like been rewatching the 2 previous films, yeah, with It from 2017 and then It Chapter 2. Great films, a lot of fun, a great time. Just gotta recommend it. You gotta. Is my hair all? Here is. Excuse me while I mess with the hair. There we go. Ugh. But we're gonna try to keep the hood on. I'll probably take it off once we switch cameras. But for now, gotta do the full Super Grover thing. Even though the thing, but look at. Oh, does this look decent? I don't know. I'm having a blast. I'm so glad that I'm able to, you know, have my fun when I can have it. And even though I got limited time to be doing a bunch of this stuff, yeah, and also recently I got yeah, some pictures done a couple days ago as well. So expect a picture later tonight after the stream. I'm gonna be doing a Leatherface picture, spoiler, and then I also have another picture that's gonna be coming out later, a part of my collaboration with a few of my other toy photography boys. So look forward to that. So more content there on the Instagram. So be sure to check that out. I would appreciate it. So yeah, and then as we do all the time here, we gotta do our pickups, our updates. Nothing here on the wall. Everything's the same as it was last time. But for weekly pickups, we do have a couple interesting things. Yeah, that I was like, maybe I don't want to get this. It's like, but you know what? Yeah, for a discounted price, I will. So, okay. So, went to Walmart, and this might have been Saturday. Might have been the day after. And which always happens anyways. Bruh. Okay, so first thing saw there was they had the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak there, and he was down to $8. So I was like, well, I've already done a Masters thing anyways. I've been kind of getting these a little bit by bit, you know, and I don't have a Hordak, of course. Kind of wish he was just could be a regular Hordak as well, that they would include a separate hand, but there's Hordak. Just to add to this, to the Turtles of Grayskull, and just to add, to my He-Man collection that is slowly growing as time goes on. Probably a little too much. But, but a cool little figure, so maybe we might look at that at some point. But, he's cool. He's got, like, bat wings and stuff, and then you got, like, Splinter, like, kind of combined with what is it? Grayskull? Is that his name? It's like, King Grayskull. Like, because he has, the actual, like, the kingdom or whatever. But, cool little Hordak. Has, like, an ooze blaster thing, so might be a stream. Just might be just a thing I open by myself. We'll see. Only time will tell, but a cool looking figure, so I'm not going to complain. And then another thing, they had some figures they finally kind of put down on sale. Have the, well, it's kind of blocking his face. They have I got the McFarlane Toys Superman Ultraman, the battle damaged figure, specifically because that's the only one they really had. It was down to like $15, and I was like, I was admittedly kind of like debating on it. And I was like, do I really need this? But it's like, I am glad that I got him, because I do like this version of Ultraman. I get what they were going for, and spoilers. So I'll give you like 10 seconds for spoilers of this if you don't want to be spoiled for this movie. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Look at that terrible art. Well, someone did that, so it's not AI. So anything better than AI. But it's not really like accurate to anything, I guess. I don't know. But as we all know who have seen the movie, he is a clone of Superman. Oh, it's very interesting to see. And and I think that he'll still kind of work within the realm. Of course, you can't really see his face, but his shades are all shattered. But I do kind of like the dirty look for Ultraman. It's like, it would have been nice to get the actual, like, the clean version. Kind of, it's like, but I don't really see him like as like more purple than they kind of display him. So that's why I kind of lean towards this anyway. So, but another DC thing, it might be a stream, it might be something. We'll see down the line. But it's a decent looking figure. Pretty neat. Pretty cool. So so that's really it for pickups. It's 2 things from Walmart. Kind of not spending too much right now because I've been spending on this stuff that we're going to be looking at. So, just having fun. Oh, excuse me. Talking too much. But yeah, don't really think there's anything else really to really go off of when it comes to, figures and getting stuff and kind of updates. We'll kind of see what goes on next week if I want to get anything unique. I do have a plan for next week's stream. Should be okay. I'll have to see what goes on next week. It's like of course we'll be back on Friday as usual, but I gotta figure out what figure I want to do. But it'll be interesting. But I do actually want to show one more thing. It's not a figure, and I kind of alluded to it earlier. As y'all can see, this is the Halloween costume where I am Super Grover. Super Grover, all the things. Frank Oz, the goat, the king. Well, we stand. Okay. I do want to show my other costume that I planned on wearing, hopefully kind of earlier, but in the month, but it didn't get here on time like I wanted to. So I've been thinking like, okay. So this might be, my costume from next year, or Even if maybe it's like, if I go to a convention before the end of the year, maybe I'll have to see what's really going on. No, when it comes to Comic-Cons for me locally. But but we're going to have to kind of see what goes down, but I will grab this costume just to show, just a little peek. Thankfully, though, with this cape, it does not drag, it does not take up anything, but this is a Robin costume, a costume that I've been waiting to kind of get my hands on, because personally, okay, so for me personally, Robin is a very kind of like a sentimental character, so I got the costume. And I have worn the costume. I did do a test fit on the day it came in, which was like on Monday? I believe so. Or maybe even Tuesday. Maybe it had been Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, I tried it on Tuesday, I think. No, it was like Monday or something. I forget. All my days are a blur now. It doesn't even, it's like a day's a day. And that's it. So yeah, so expect that costume probably next year for the next Halloween special and just for Halloween in general. So yeah, but I gotta get fit because I got a little bit of a belly. I got a belly going on, so we gotta get fit for that Robin fit. It's like I fit in it. It's like it fits perfectly, and I also got like some other boots. Yeah, that kind of work with it to make it more kind of a little bit better, a little bit nicer. So we're gonna just see what's going on there. But I think that'll really do it when it comes to the rambling and the talking. So yeah. Maybe we'll even wear Robin next week. I'll see. I'll see how I'm feeling. Because I want to like mod stuff. I want to make sure that that costume is as close to perfect as I can get to, and not something that's just, hold on, my cape, and not just something that's, just kind of like, all right. It's like I do want to make it a little bit more stylized, more kind of closer to what I think of that character in that costume of. So we'll see, but it looks great. Oh, of course I can't really show you. It's like I did take pictures and stuff of it, so yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. So, and if y'all got any questions or anything you want to see here on the channel, be sure to like the video. Be sure to comment what you want to see on the channel, and be sure to subscribe. Hey, Gabe. What's up, bro? We're going. Yeah, I'm Super Grover this Halloween. How are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing for Halloween, Gabe? Who are you dressing up as? And we're also doing a Godzilla video, so here we go. Yeah, we're feeding, the demographic. I'm doing good. Good to hear it, Gabe. Ah. Me and my dad are going to be Mario and Luigi. Sick. That's nice. Awesome, bro. Hey, that's always like a classic costume anyways. It's like, didn't that movie, the newest one, did that come out? I think that came out like was that 2021, 2022? Not 2023. Well, maybe 2020. Well, maybe it was 2023. No. I'm trying to think of my timeline. I can't remember. It's like, but maybe back then, probably more relevant. It's like, but even still, Mario and Luigi, classic duo, great costumes, and probably easy to find. Or even if it's like, if you didn't get bought ones, you can make ones pretty easily. So awesome, Gabe. I'm glad to hear that you got Halloween plans. But we're looking at some Godzilla adjacent figures, doing our thing. Gonna have some fun. But yeah, but if y'all have any questions or want to see anything, want to get another rundown on the pickups or anything before we start? Because I'll give you all a couple minutes and I need to get myself all prepared for this. Make sure I'm all prepared to sit in this costume for who knows how long, probably 2 or 3 hours. Give myself one more water break. But yeah, I'm just hyped. Yeah, I'm hyped for Halloween. It's like I've been hyped, yeah, for Halloween. It's just always a great time to, you know, have fun, indulge in the spooky, and, you know, dress up, eat candy, do all that jazz. And that's what it's meant to be. And also, you know, it's like also, yeah, for any of our, yeah, but I think it's specifically, yeah, just Mexican heritage, or even like, yeah, I'll just say Latino. It's like for those, like who have, yeah, the Day of the Dead. Okay, I'm gonna butcher it, but I'm gonna try to do it. Dios de Muertos. Is that it? I can't remember. I'm just a white guy in a Super Grover costume on Halloween. But yeah, it's a lot to celebrate during this time, even though people kind of hate on Halloween a bit. Yeah, which is weird. I'm kind of like, it's not a competition between Halloween and Christmas. I don't think there's really a ranking. It's like, even though it's like, I probably do kind of prefer Christmas, but that's just because I like getting free stuff and less of the cavities. And it's that, yeah, you know, like for me, it's like, it's cozy vibes. I'm like, all right, it's like, we can chill. We can stay inside. It's cool outside, and it's cool, and it's nice. But we can stay in warm, comfortable, but still enjoy the snow. Snow is great, especially where I am. I get plenty of snow, so. At least, yeah, at least that's me personally. Well, see how these days with the world. But Gabe says, I got the Mikey X King Ghidorah. Nice. Hopefully that's gonna be pretty good, because because I could I couldn't find the others. Yeah, it's like I got lucky myself. Yeah, because before it's like before, like I picked up all 3 of these previously. Yeah, and these were at my Target. I think these are exclusive to Target. They might be at Walmart or something. I don't really know, but it's like, but previously I had just seen yeah, just the Leonardo, and I was like, you know, it's like I'll kind of wait and see if I can get all 3 if they're somewhere. Oh, but yeah, it's like, well, that was on the day that, yeah, that I got these. It's like, because on like the regular shelf, yeah, the regular aisle that they have the turtle stuff on, yeah, they had just the Leo, yeah, on the shelf. But then, yeah, it's like, but then in front of the aisles, like in the middle of everything, like in front of like the music and like the books and everything, it's like they had like another display like of yeah, like of extra like turtle stuff, and they had all of these here. It's like they had one Raphael last and plenty of the King Ghidorah Mikey, and a lot of the Leonardo Godzilla figure. So pretty good. Target exclusives. Okay, that's what I was thinking, because I haven't really like seen them anywhere else. It's just at Target, so I would think so. But I'm ready. I'm hyped. So we're gonna switch this on over. We're gonna get our hands on these cool figures. A collaboration I never knew that would really happen, honestly. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of 2 of my favorite franchises like finally like merging, coming together, and just being awesome and being sick. So, but yeah, we're gonna switch on this camera, get going, get him at. Ooh, but Gabe says, oh, Gabe asks, hold up, let me get this. There they are. But Gabe asks, what Target did you find them at? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, no problem. This was at a, okay. Yes, I live like in Michigan, specifically in the Kalamazoo area. So that one there, I know that they have some there, but then I also live in a small town. I'm not going to say specifically just for my sake, but you know, it's like, but these were at my, yeah, like just at my local Target. It's like, because I live in Michigan. So kind of like southern Michigan, so they're probably all around somewhere at some Target. Somewhere, but you know, but we got them in hand. Here's the Leo and Raph and Mikey. Might move my camera back just a bit. Okay, thanks. I can't find the others. Yeah. It's always, you know, it's always kind of like, it's kind of like, it's always like pick and choose, and, you know, and people are out there. It's like, I guess more collectors who are more kind of like on the dot about it. Yeah, like on the dot about, like they know the release dates, they know what time that they're bringing those, they know what days that they restock. I don't really pay attention to that, to that stuff very much more. I kind of just leave it to fate. I'm not really like too much of like a big thing on these guys. I'm like, it's like, if it's there, if it's there, if it's not, it's not. It's not meant to be. But hopefully it's like, for your personal collection, Gabe, it's like if you need these like the same way that I needed them, it's like, I definitely understand. You need a collab. Yeah, you need to get them all, especially because, you know, also we might get a Gigan anime show. Really? That's crazy. I would totally be down for that. That sounds like, yeah, it sounds like very, very unique. I wonder how they would, would that like take place in like space on a different planet? Or would that be like on Earth? Or would it be kind of like an origin and then kind of like, you know, getting into the whole kind of like classic Gigan thing? Getting these will be perfect for my collection and incredible to play with, for sure. Okay, I'm glad to hear that, Gabe. I mean, it's like, especially, it's like, I gotta say, it's like, I think it's like my favorite, at least, just inbox and how they, and how they look is like, it's like, I think that this Leo looks the best. And, you know, it's got like, it's the main title character, it's Godzilla. So, you know, it makes sense that I'm like, yeah, I want this guy. Of anyone, I want this one. Really down. It's like, even though he's not the favorite turtle of my eye, he's still kind of, he's up there. For me, he's probably like number 2, if I'll be honest. It's like, and we'll see what our number 1 is later, because he is not represented yet, which is weird that they would do it. Yeah, that they would do a release like this and not have all 4 of the turtles out just at the same time. But, you know, it's like, it's what they want to do. It's how they're going to do it. And we got them, so I'm not going to complain at least too much. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead. I guess, who do we want to start with first? For those in the live chat, if you want to vote who we want to see. Can I do... My favorite one was Rodan, but now after getting the Ghidorah, that one was my favorite. Okay. It's like, do you have, the Rodan? But Gabe says start with Rodan. Yeah, the Raph Rodan's like, yeah, do you also have that one too? No, just Ghidorah. Okay. I get you. Alrighty. Yeah, we want to start with the Rodan, so we'll go with that then. So we are going to move both of these two out of our way, because these guys are kind of self-explanatory, but we'll go over the packaging at least with Raph here. Well, okay, it's like we'll kind of go over it all with all 3 of these to give them their full shebang. And I think, do we want to stay at this angle? I might come down just a bit. Come forward just a tiny bit more. There we go. A bit of a shiner. Gabe says the dragon heads on Ghidorah's shoulders can come off in his hand, and I think that's really cool. Okay. Yeah, I was like seeing like stuff about that. It's like, because I have watched a couple of reviews of these just to kind of like keep myself fresh and to know what's going on. But I did notice that, and especially if they do kind of, he's kind of represented that way anyways, so we'll see. But yeah, but here's our full figure in its packaging. Have your Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Godzilla logo. Nice little logo there for just Godzilla. I kind of like it. I like the whole colorful thing. And then, of course, you have the figure here with all of its accessories. Has a nice kind of like a rubble, kind of destroyed buildings kind of surrounding like a destroyed town, and with your city, yeah, kind of skyline here and your clouds up here at the top. Very cool. And then, of course, the text that says, Raph X Rodan, Mutant of the Sky, warning, choking hazard, Playmates 4+. Always on this side, TMNT X Godzilla, and have more of that rubble. You have a piece of pizza. That's a big pizza, and that's supposed to be there, unless that's just like force perspective, so makes sense. And then you also have like a pipe of ooze. I guess that, okay. Yeah, so I should say like a pipe with some ooze, yeah, kind of dripping out there, but all your rubble and your destroyed buildings there on the other side, just more kind of same kind of thing going on there. Just, yeah, just a little different. Also have a helicopter and more of an actual, like a, yeah, and more of like a city, like a skyline there. So pretty cool. And then on the back, your full display of all 4 of the turtles, are nice artwork. So where on the back here, of course, you got Raph there. Okay, well, we'll go. Okay. Yeah, so we got Leonardo as Godzilla, looking pretty cool, who's looking back. Then you have Raphael as Rodan with his sai. And then you got Mikey, and he does have the 2 heads where his hands would be, kind of showing like the 3-headed Ghidorah thing. And then also the most interesting, and then the one that is missing, at least so far, is the Jet Jaguar Donatello figure. Or at least design-wise. And I guess, okay, let me back up. So, yeah, so I guess it's like, yeah, so my guess is that these are a part of, like, the actual, like, the Godzilla the TMNT comic. It's like, but where the turtles, you know, yeah, where the universes are kind of like combined in some way, and so yes, and so like so like they're like doing stuff together. Also, I do like the fact that they say 1200 scale. So funny there, because it is a 6-inch figure, but they're like, it's a big guy. He's a monster. Look at him. But yeah, so it's like I guess like at some point like they're gonna like merge, or they're gonna have like DNA splice somehow. But then you have like the Donatello, and he is just Jet Jaguar, and Jet Jaguar of all things. I mean, like, it makes sense for Leonardo, very, very much. Yeah, for Donatello, excuse me. That's Leonardo. You know, their whole thing, sorry. But, you know, it's like, but with Donatello, it's like, it makes sense. And he looks so good. And I kind of hate that he's not in with the rest of these turtles, because it would make sense to have, you know, it's like, start with your 4, just do all 4 of the turtles. Kind of like how they did, the 1988 remastered figures. I think it would just make more sense to just do all 4, because they're right. He's right there on the box. He should be included. But it just makes me wonder if they will probably do another wave. Yeah, and that's their way to do. Yeah, if that's like they're in to do a second wave, because they're like, okay, yeah, if this one does really good, and we kind of think it will, because we got like our 3 kind of like our heavier hitters, and then you got yeah, and then possibly we'll get the Donatello as Jet. So that means at least 2 more newer figures if we get the Donnie as Jet Jaguar in the other wave, if there's another wave of 3 figures. And I would think, okay, and I've been thinking about this. Of course, I think it's like the obvious one, I think would be April as Mothra. It's like, or Mothra X April. And then also, who is it? Probably do Splinter, and there's, yeah, because we got Jet Jaguar, we got Rodan, We got King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah, okay, I will say King Ghidorah is kind of a weird choice for Mikey, but we'll get to it whenever we talked about the figure. We know, it's like, but when it comes like to Splinter, I kind of struggle to find something that would work with him, but I feel like he's needed. And of course, it's like Shredder, of course. I would think like, if anything, it'd probably be like Destroya, because that would be cool. Or if they did like Mecha Godzilla, which would be neat. But I don't know. Yeah. But when it comes like to Splinter, if they did do a Splinter, okay. Oh, who would they do? I mean, they got Baragon, but I don't know if they wouldn't go that that kind of like further down the totem pole, if I'll be frank, of characters. It's like, because Jet Jaguar is kind of up there now because they've been using him a lot. And, you know, yeah, and Rodan has been in the franchise and been doing his thing for a while, so it just makes sense that he's involved in that. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's gonna bother me so much if I can't get a good monster. Because there's like King Caesar, but I don't know if he works. There's also Gorosaurus, because I'm thinking like Showa, because that's what I'm thinking about, like with these guys. I guess you could say technically it is Heisei, more on, more kind of like towards like how it's Fire Rodan. Gabe says Shredder as Gigan. That would be pretty cool. I would like to see a Destroyer though. I wonder if they could do like, okay, it's like, okay. It would be interesting if they did Krang and he was like Mecha Godzilla. That would be pretty cool. And then Splinter as King Kong. That would be all right, but that's not specifically Godzilla. That's a King Kong thing. If I'll be picky. Even though it does work with the franchise. Here, I'm gonna adjust myself. My mic is kind of in the way. Okay. Because we're trying to get because I'm trying to get this cape off now. Because I need to be comfortable. And you can't see it, so. Okay. Because it is not fun. Yeah, what are we, 38 minutes in already? A part of the costume's coming off, but we still got the onesie. But even though you can't really see it, but I'm going to get blue fur all over the place. But here's our Rodan. Okay, so enough rambling. So, but maybe might see a Shredder's Gigan. That would make more sense. I would like to see him as a Destroyer, maybe. I don't know. And then it's like April as Mothra, of course. Could do maybe like Casey Jones, where he's like King Caesar or Gorosaurus. That would be fun. That would be very unique. Probably more so, more towards King Caesar or something. I don't know what other kind of like kaiju I'm trying to think of. Because you got Orga, but that's kind of Millennium. You got Biolante. That would be neat. For like some character. I don't know who that could be. I'm trying to think of all my... Who's all in the Heisei? You got Orga. Well, no. No, you got Biolante in the second movie. It's like, because in the first movie, Godzilla was by himself. Yeah, just destroying the city, just doing his thing. Human as a monster would be weird to me. I feel like it would work. It's like, I think that specifically, it's like having like April in there, like as your one, it's like would just make sense. It's like she might just look like she's straight up just wearing a costume, but I wouldn't mind that. I think it would be, I think it would be, kind of like a very kind of like a very straightforward kind of like, okay, it's like okay, you got the two girls, so yeah, okay, it's like we're gonna do that. Because it makes sense. And April is like a staple character. In my humble opinion. It's like, but then I'm thinking, well, it's like, and then you need Shredder. That depends on what the comics will do for sure. Yeah, it's all based on what they'll do. So we'll kind of see. It's like, so it is weird. It's like if they only know about like these four, is this it? Is this all we're going to be getting? We're just missing just a Donatello. Will he just be by himself? I guess we don't know. But we shall see. But we're just going to open up this guy. Oh, yeah. Also at the bottom, your Nickelodeon and Godzilla.com, Toho logos, all your 2025 Viacom, and you're receiving unlocked content. So online QR code, I guess I can look up there, or if you want, I don't know. And then barcode. Oh, yeah. Also at the bottom, have your Turtles and TMNT. Yeah, the TMNT X Godzilla, and then Kaiju in a half shell, up from the sewers, 30 stories high, breathing fire. They're half shells in the sky. It's the Turtles X Godzilla. Mutants and monsters mash up in this epic Godzilla X. In this epic TMNT X Godzilla crossover, combining elements from the classic 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series with the nostalgic styling of the 1978 Godzilla animated TV series. It's time to celebrate some unique kaiju dudes. See more. Okay, so where this is supposed to be like the cartoon versions, X the Hanna-Barbera cartoon version, and you kind of do see that in this Godzilla specifically, yeah, with Leonardo, but none of these others were ever in those shows, so kind of like, I think it's more of a tie-in of the comic as we were talking about. But, it's like, but I kind of get what they're going for. It's like, yeah, where it's like, yeah, it's that style. And maybe like in the comics, it's like they're there in that universe now. So that's how they kind of work them into becoming all this. So, yeah. But we will finally open up our first figure, the Raph/Rodan, or Raphael Rodan, as I'll just call him. We're gonna get my camera there, because we are gonna grab our trusty tools. And I don't know if we'll need both, but I shall have them at handy. Here, of course, we have our trusty X-Acto blade. We shall take this off, and we can see, you have a piece of, do we have just one piece of tape that comes down? Very, very straightforward. Oh, kind of ripped that a bit, but that's okay. Hopefully that's it that we all need. My X-Acto blade per figure. Alrighty. I think we'll just pull this whole thing out. Nice little box there. Nothing otherwise to grab, but here's our Rodan in all his plastic glory. We'll get him from his casing, but all the inserts, I believe, will be just the same cityscape kind of design, just plastered on there, but looks pretty well. It's all right. Neat little detail. It all does look the same. That's there. Here is our Rodan. Get a little closer at this guy. Look at this dude. Who's looking so good. And we will need my other tool, the trusty Snips, Mr. Snips, as we like to call Mr. Snips. Okay. There we go. So one across the body, easily enough. Then it's the ones around the legs and ones around the hands and the sides. Around the legs is going to be a little tricky. There we go. Not awful. Still attached, but there we go. Then we have our second one. Easy. Ooh, getting a little bit on the plastic, if I'll be honest. Maybe that's just how that plastic is, but we're going to free him up entirely. Trying to be as careful as we can be. There we go. Also, get this hand as best we can. Okay, we're gonna get this one back here. There we go. Well, making sure I'm not screwing everything up. Okay. Our Rodan freed at last. If he wants to stand, and then we shall free up his flame size, or his fire size, however you want to say it. That just flung across my room. That was kind of funny. Rodan down. Bruh. Okay. Do not look at the fallen titan. The flightless bird. Yeah, the flightless kaiju is no longer flightful. Or flightless. Or flightable. Whatever. You know what? Where did that go? Okay. Twist ties have been removed entirely. Is it in the fur? It is in the fur. Oh my god, just like the show. It's meant to be. Yeah, just like they say. It's like, yeah, you always get a lot of stuff in this fur. They were right. Here's our plastic. Here is our... We'll show off these first. Here's our flame size. We'll show off one just to kind of get you... I think they are the same exact mold. Yeah, they are exactly the same, but which makes sense, you know. But as you can see, instead of having the blades, they're all just 3 translucent plastic. Yeah, that represents kind of like that flame effect, because this is technically fire Rodan anyways, but it has some yellow kind of ends there, and then has some red kind of wrapping around it, so nice to get a pair of size. And then actual figure have this Raphael. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so here's our Raphael as Rodan, looking pretty sweet, in my humble opinion. I mean, I like how they had the little like protrusions at the top of the head there, and have the beak kind of face there, and then it's like, well, with these ones they have the pupils on the eyes, and of course has the red bandana that goes around, even has some bumpy kind of skin detail, but still has like these little spikes that go down to the shell. Just kind of like that, kind of like a deep green kind of color, kind of bluish green, if you say. And then it's like, and yeah, and as you can see, it's like actually, yeah, to the belt on the back. Yeah, these wings are attached there and go all around and all translucent. Has some nice kind of texture there. Looking pretty cool. Does have a, oh, okay, so it does have a kind of split apart here. So that makes sense. Kind of make sure that these aren't gonna just rip off, hopefully. Yeah, and then have that, and then kind of have like that Rodan kind of chest detail into the shell of the turtles. Have your little, like your spike kind of parts, and it's like, and these do, yeah, and these do actually have like pretty clean paints. Okay, hold up. Stuff's all getting messed up on my end. Okay. Yeah, but then also I would say like the paint is actually like pretty clean. Like they're but they're on the teeth and the inside, yeah, on the tongue. It's pretty like good for these, and especially like here with the shading on the shell, it looks very, very cool. And then have your signature R buckle with your red kind of wraparound, and then at the arms have that bumpy texture on that shoulders, yeah, which matches the back of the head. Has your regular kind of turtle basic arm there with the with the 3 fingers, but it has the red bandana, but that's all attached to the wings as well, as we've seen, and then just down to the legs. Kind of basic, but they, oh yeah, and he also does have a little tail flap under the shell as well, and then you do have another spike under that wing area, so pretty cool. Kind of like a nice little extra details. Like, yeah, he does have his little tail there, but then, you know, kind of like your basic upper leg does have some kind of texture on there to be more monsters, and then kind of like armor, like, yeah, kind of shin pieces here, or little lower leg pieces, you could say. And then it has the 2 turtle feet, but they got spikes on them, so makes sense. Oh, and also has the 3rd one on the back, because, you know, it's a Rodan. He got a, does he have? He might not. Well, this might be, if this is Fire Rodan, does he have 3 toes on the front, or like 2 toes on the front, or like, or does he have like the 3 like here on the back? Because this is kind of like a Fire Rodan, more like, but I can't remember what his feet looked like, so I don't know where they're really getting the thing from. W Rodan, bro. This is a pretty good Rodan, I will say. And yeah, yeah, it also has peg holes at the feet, so if you got a stand that's compatible, yeah, awesome. Yeah, sick. It's like, it looks so good though. It's like, I do like how these designs kind of are working here. It's like, yeah, and it does have like that open head, yeah, kind of like that screaming head. It's like, it would make sense maybe if they had like at least like one, maybe like closed mouths, like especially like for Rodan, because he's just a bird guy. But you know, it's like all action. I can peck you because I'm a Rodan or whatever now. But then we're gonna get his size into his hands. Specifically Fire Rodan. Okay. It's like, I'm just gonna probably call him Fire Raph Rodan. Fire Rodan Raphael. Or Rodan Raph. But look at him. Got the size. Could even do, try to see if we can get our wings like fully splayed out here. See how far they're gonna be going. And they go pretty far, so not too bad. So you can do him with the, you could do, yeah, where he's like in the air, if he's like flying in this perspective. Of course, the head doesn't look up all the way, you know, but you can make that work. I could do a shot of this. This would be insane. All right, but I think we are going to go over articulation before I get too far into messing with this figure. But at the head, you have just a ball at the top of the neck there. So as we can see, can only look up about that far. It's like because of the actual, like just all like the design work. It's like with the shell and then with the kind of, yeah, and kind of like the more basic kind of like turtle shaped head. He only goes up about that far, so it's a little much there. Goes forward, only about that far. Side, some tilt, not bad. Yeah, some tilt, not bad at all. Have your rotation there, pretty good. And then at the shoulder, can go up about that far because of the wings, so it can only, if I really push it, it probably goes about there, but I don't want to push that too much. But you can basically get all the way. If you're being really careful, you can do it. But there it is. Absolutely all the way. Also have to be careful kind of coming back down. Make sure everything is working as it should and shouldn't be getting broke or loose at all. And then you do have a thigh swivel here. And that, of course, does also attach to the wings, so you can have these wings kind of come out more, but you are putting some stress on there, so I would be wary. I think you have just rotation there, so no up or down or anything, but you know, I don't really expect that from these guys really too much, so I kind of accept it. You don't really have, I don't think you have anything going on here at the torso, so yeah, that's kind of it. But then you do have feet that kick out about that far, kick back about that far, and if you rotate, actually, let's do it the other way. You rotate, can do out basically all the way, which is crazy, but I think you're meant to keep it like that just to make sure, because you have your skin detail and everything on there. But then you do have a single jointed knee, which goes about 90 there. It does have rotation there. Pretty cool. And then at the toe, well, at the foot, hinge back that far, hinge forward that far. And do we get a rocker? I don't think so. I think it's one solid piece, but you do get a kind of like a rotation there as well. So that's something. Not too bad. Always could use a rocker. Always helps with the yeah, with the standing. You know, but I think Rodan's pretty good. I think we're just gonna put him like this. I think he's gonna be pretty good. Try to get him. Kind of a yeah, I would say more kind of like action oriented. It's more like, yeah, more like intimidating with the wings, but then has the regular size. Or even if, you know, I'm just gonna mess with this thing back here so I can get my hands on it. So here is a more, okay, here are more kind of casual look there for Raph. A little darker there, but helps with everything there. But it looks great. It's cool. Then I want to do one kind of like actually like flying, full-on flying pose. do kind of want to see if I can get this. As far as I can. Okay. Kind of like a flying pose of what I can really think of. Kind of simple, just the arms out, feet back, head up. You do a little tilt there at the camera. Kind of like, hey, camera, look at me. I'm flying through the air. About to flame people. Wait, should I be doing? Hold up. Excuse me while I try to figure out what I gotta freaking do. Hold up. Forgot to switch over my lights for a bit. This whole thing has not been lit. As the people say. Well, as my people say. It's my generation. We say I'm lit. We say lit, bro. But there he is. A little bit better lighting there. Maybe a little bit. Well, that's not what I want. There we go. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. I think we'll kind of get him. A more kind of regular kind of action pose, but still kind of showing off the wings a bit. Yeah. There we go. There's our dude. There's our guy. There's our Raphael. Looking pretty sweet. Looking sick. Looking really cool. I am vibing with this right now. Pretty good. It is weird. It's weird. I just don't know. It's like, it's just something. But it just works, you know? It just works somehow. Also, I'm gonna move all my garbage out of the way. Because now, still have 2 more figures to look at. We're already an hour in. Who do I want to do first? Well, who do I want to do next? If y'all in the live chat want to say, because we got Leonardo X Godzilla and Mikey X King Ghidorah. I might leave Leo last. I'm thinking on it. Because it's like, okay, we already opened up a Raphael, who's pretty good, by the way. I do like him. So maybe I want to save Godzilla to the last. I think that would make sense. Because that's kind of what I got it going. So I think we're going to be going with Mikey as King Ghidorah. Because honestly, it's the weirdest one. And I just kind of have to see what is going on here. Because this one looks so kind of ridiculous. Personally, I don't really get why they have King Ghidorah. I get it. It's probably accurate to the comic. But I'm like, even still, why? Why not do like Anguirus? Do, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I get it. It's hard. But like, I feel like King Ghidorah works as Shredder, but Gigan does too. I get that. Where he has like the hooks for claws, so Okay, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe, even then, maybe even have, I don't know, some other villain. Maybe have like Bebop and Rocksteady be King Ghidorah. And then, you know, you have like a third head. That's like Shredder or something. Have like a super Bebop, Rocksteady, King Ghidorah. I don't know. It'd just be very, very weird. It's like, but Michelangelo, you know, overall, a good pick. I'm trying to just think of what other kind of Heisei or any of like these more specific kind of vibes we got going on. Can this camera just stay still? Can this thing not want to change frames like every like 2 seconds because it's very annoying? Bruh, stop. Just stay at this boy. Just stay looking. Can we? I don't get how this thing wants to do its job. It is so picky. But yeah. Also the reflection is probably not helping either, but there he is. Yeah, but I don't know, it's like, it's just weird. I would just think Michelangelo as Anguirus, or even, you know, maybe even if you want, have him as Mothra, if you don't want to have a human character. Because you might as well do all good guys. It's like, I get it, you gotta get one bad guy in there, but this is King Ghidorah. And then in any case, you know, it's like, but then we'll get Jet Jaguar, so it's all 3 good monsters and then 1 bad monster anyways, technically. Even though, like, they're all with the turtles, so they're all technically good guys. But they just have the powers are fused, and there's, like, a greater evil. It's like Shredder and Giganto. It's like, even though, like, King Ghidorah is actually the GOAT, but, you know. But Mikey's also a pretty GOAT, too. Yeah, but Mikey's pretty goated, too, anyway, so. Who cares, anyways? Here's our Turtles logo. Here's our Godzilla logo. Have the figure in all of its glory. Mikey X King Ghidorah, 3-headed mutant. Warning, choking hazard. Playmates 4+ has the same details on the sides here with the broken buildings. TMNT Godzilla, TMNT Godzilla. Cityscape with the helicopter, same old thing. And then the same back as we've seen before with showing Case even. Mikey specifically with the little things. Yeah, with other heads on his hands there, or over his hands, or attached to his hands. I don't know how it works. And as you can see here, the hands are actually just the elbow pads. So that's going to be something that we can look at too, but that also has all this electric kind of nunchuck things going on. It has all the tails and everything, but pretty sweet. But then at the, and then you have your same bio, everything, same all there. But then at the bottom, the difference with this one has some little assembly instructions on there. So it's like, okay, it's like, so one, you attach the tails, and then it's like, and then you put them in the back, and then you attach the wings. Then you're done. So yeah, all your logos, all your Godzilla, Nickelodeon, TMNT, barcode. We're gonna get Mikey open. Gonna do our same old. Get this thing locked and loaded. Oh, excuse me. Got our trusty X-Acto Blade. The blade. There we go. We'll kind of grab at this. There goes my light. Oh. Okay. Okay. Gonna get this out of here. Empty box. Might keep those assembly instructions at least, because that's unique. Then here is our King Ghidorah Michelangelo in all his plastic glory, looking pretty sweet, looking pretty cool. Do like the look at this guy. Why is this being stupid? Why can this not just all lock? Just lock in, bro. You know what? That can just stay there. Okay. Whatever. Okay. We're gonna get this guy out of here. Oh yeah, it does have the same backdrop, but the wings are attached there, and they actually come off pretty easily. Have just a one thing there, but they do have one that is across their whole thing. Sorry, my light is in my way. I need room with all these, yeah, with all this fur, all this fluffy Grover fur. Don't forget, I'm still Super Grover. Super Grover. Because it is the Halloween episode. Our plastic. Have our two wings. Feel pretty good. Kind of weirdly kind of, they have like a residue kind of feel to them. I don't know if that's just the plastic or if that's how it is. So it's pretty good. Pretty nice. And just has just those inserts. There. Then we're going to get Mikey out of his plastic prison. The one things that aren't actually tied down, we'll get those first. Just to show off, we do have his, it's kind of like his electric kind of like nunchucks there. The Fabulous Spider-Man. Hello. Welcome to the Halloween live stream. We are looking at the Playmates TMNT X Godzilla Figures. We got Michelangelo, who is King Ghidorah. Got his nunchucks here. It's like his energy kind of effects. I forget what they call the actual, like the beam that King Ghidorah has. It's like energy something, right? Or energy beams. It's not energy beams. The Fabulous Spider-Man says, nice. I myself own the Mutant Mayhem Playmates figures. Awesome. I do have the, what is that? Yeah, I do have the Mutant Mayhem figures myself. It's like, but I actually have them still in box. Personally, they, yeah, they're ones, like for now that I have, yeah, stayed in box with. As you can see with the rest, I've opened a lot of figures, and I have plenty of turtles. So I've been just waiting on them. It's like, and then I also got Splinter as well, because he was a little bit hard to find, if I believe. So it's nice to finally have that in the collection. So, because it did take a bit, but there's our nunchucks there. We're going to get Mikey freed up here in a minute. There's our tool. Mr. Snips. From Fabulous Spider-Man. In my display, I have the 2012 Playmates shredders, since right now, yeah, there's no Mayhem shredder. True. Is that the 2012, that's the, which one was that one? Where they were like, it was like the 3D animated one? Is that right? That feels right. I think that, that is what 2012 was. Yeah, we're going to get this guy open. I'll kind of do this back here because I don't want to mess up these tails specifically. Excuse me, we'll give you Rodan to look at here. The Nickelodeon one, yeah, okay. There, okay. There's our Rodan. Okay, yeah. It's like, and those are also like ones that NECA also recently have been releasing, and those look pretty good. I've been debating on getting those. I'm not really entirely sure. Can this camera please, like, focus up? But in any case, definitely need to get me a pair. Well, I definitely need to get yeah, like at least like the 4 turtles at some point. Yeah, because I have seen yeah, those 2012 ones. Is it because they did their yeah, their re-release of those recently at Walmart as well. So I've been seeing those. It's been like the 4 turtles, and then they have, I think they have Shredder, and then I know they have who is it? Metalhead, like their robot turtle. I know that he's back again as a figure, so there we go. Okay, we'll put Rodan to the side, because this ain't about him. This is about our next dude up, who we are procuring. We are freeing up, as we will. Yeah. Our Michelangelo. Getting him open. Oh. Bruh. Okay. Excuse me as I try to stay locked in. Okay. Bro, why they gotta be like so tight around the arms? It is like the worst thing imaginable. I'll pick that up later. Alright. Mikey freed. My boy is free. Okay. Here's our plastic garbage. I don't know if you could hear that, but it went up. Kabling. Okay. Ah. We're fixing up our clearing of the table of what you cannot see, which is garbage. Just all these twist ties. But there is our Michelangelo as King Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah, or Ghidra, or however you pronounce it. But usually it's King Ghidorah, as also said in the video games. Does his head, mine, entirely stuck? There we go. Oh my lord. Yeah, that head was not moving. A little scary, but I just knew it just needed just a little push, so there we go. He's a free. He can actually possibly stand up straight. There we go. What we're gonna do. Here's our King Ghidorah. Mikey. We're gonna get started just on him real quick. So of course you can see has that same also basic shape of the turtle kind of head shape there, but just putting parts basically of King Ghidorah onto Michelangelo. So where you have, you know, like these giant kind of head crest pieces there. At the top of the head has the little side kind of ones there, which is kind of which is, I would say, more kind of like of the GMK, technically, because they did base that off of more of like Varan. In any case, that's how they modeled the head base off of. But in any case, it looks great. And then you have the shoulder pads, of course, with the King Ghidorah heads on there, looking pretty good. Has that scaly kind of bumpy texture all throughout the body there, but has the signature kind of orange bandanas and the arms and the wrist and the knee pads, and then on the belt buckle with the M and all the gold, and also having like the teeth in there too, looking pretty good. And then the shell is a little compressed here because you do have two holes for the wings to go into, and then also have your hole for the two-part tail to go into, but then have your same kind of scaling going on there because it's a dragon and it has just the 2 feet. Nothing more. Nothing more needed. I guess it is the 2 feet are the turtles. And then they just kind of add if they have a third one, I guess. Because it makes sense. Because Rodan does have 3 feet. From what I am looking at. Maybe even 4. Does he have 4? He has 4. Well, he has spines. He only has 3 toes. But we're talking turtles. This is what we're here for. The mashup of the two and how they work. It's like I think that the design works on here. I think it translates pretty well. I would just say it's still just weird to me that they had a Mikey of all of them. Like, okay, I get Rodan with Raph. That makes total sense. Hot-headed red, and you want to do, and you can do the Fire Rodan thing. That makes sense. Godzilla with Leonardo makes total sense. The leader of the turtles. So, of course, he would be kind of Godzilla, the king of the monsters, the leader of the ninja monsters. Turtles, of the Ninja Turtle monsters. Or the Ninja Turtle Kaiju. The giant Ninja Turtle Kaiju. I don't know. In any case, it looks great. It's just weird that it's Mikey. I don't know. I still think you could have done Shredder as this, even just by himself, like having like just armor. But it would be weird. I don't know. He could be like an Ultraman type character. You could have done that. But you gotta have the wings. All our other pieces. So we will go for this first, and based on off of the instructions. So first we do join these two tail pieces together. Make sure they line up perfectly, and then of course both tails have that same scaly texture that's on the body, but has these weird little disc kind of turtle things with the little pointed ends, which I don't really get, but I'm like, okay, you just could have just done just the normal tail. That's all you got to do. I don't know why you're adding more, but it's like I get it. It's like I think it's supposed to represent the shell more, or that's how it kind of justifies the shell kind of getting in there. And then how do we get this in? Because this does have it has like a dip in there. Okay. Trying to get it. to go all the way. It does go at like a weird angle, like it can go in there. Unless that's like the most it can really hold up. Where's the box? Is that the most it can go? Is that it? It's kind of not really a great fit, to be honest. Even on the thing, he looks like that. Okay, because you can see, hold on, here at the tail, because, because you just put it in there, and then it just kind of, as you can see, it kind of loosely sits on there. Which is kind of just what it looks like. It just looks like that. Maybe not like as much, but you know, he's standing up, so I think that that's just how it is. It doesn't look the greatest, to be honest. That is one thing. It's like maybe I just gotta like heat up. Like I should, yeah, I probably should heat up the actual like the figure to make sure that this tail can actually go in even further, because this isn't a lot. And that's a big, ugly gap there. But if that's how it's supposed to be, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Based on the actual box instructions there. Alrighty. The next, we'll put on his wings are per side, and they do have, I think, a specific design here. They are kind of at a bit of an angle. Hold up. Get this in front of me. How does that? How does this fit? It feels like it doesn't even want to. I mean, it sits in there, but if I kept on like shaking like over and over, there we go. There's a click. That's what I'm kind of looking for. Let me try this other one. Okay, that one actually clicks in. Okay, so it's supposed to be like push to the top and then go at the bottom. Or maybe with this one, go at the bottom, go with the top. Maybe if I, hold on. Are removable. There we go. Okay, so if you remove the actual, like the shoulder pad, it is a lot easier to get it in there, but it is supposed to be like flush in there, so. But you want to kind of like push from this top and then go down. So you go kind of like a bah motion. Of course, I can just probably just show you because it was not that hard. It's like the opposite. So where you put in the top piece there and then you just push it. Well, of course now that I'm on camera, I can't show it that properly. But you can kind of see it's like, so how this piece goes into the hole, so you have to like kind of line it up. Kind of perfectly there. There we go. So it just snaps in right in there. There. Yeah. So what I just did there. So where it goes, and then, and so then, yeah. Alrighty. Did I drop my, I did drop the head. Excuse me, what? All right. Putting this back on so we can get the full array of what we're supposed to be looking at. Have our wings all translucent, kind of like a greenish color going to a yellow going on there. So a little bit weird that they're not just gold or just the same kind of thing. But, and then, you know, the tail is the same. It looks good from the back. Yeah, or from the front. It's like, so when that's in the back, maybe even a little bit covered up, but it doesn't really bother me too much. And yeah, it's like, and I probably won't ever really see it ever. So kind of not going to bother with it that much, but articulation is exactly the same as it is on this Rodan back there. But I think the main difference is because of the arm and also because of the head. So he can actually look up pretty good there, but that's not a bad pose for good old Mikey. Of course, he can't really kind of like move his torso up or his like his torso forward, because all the momentum is really at the leg. All that weight gets added there. It's like maybe with the wings, but I think the wings are even they're definitely heavy enough to make him kind of topple. So have to kind of see, I guess, what we can do with this guy. It might be just another where he's just standing there menacingly. Alrighty, and then we're gonna give him nunchucks first, just to have the full turtle thing going on here, because I do like how his nunchucks, how the ends are actually orange there and are energy. Kind of works with what you're going there. It's pretty good. He is a bit shiny, so I think it's not loving him too much. Pretty cool. Very nice. Do I just gotta move Rodan? This thing. Lock in on Michelangelo, please. Look at this thing. Humongosaurus. The giant freaking guy. Stop it. Stop focusing on that. Focus on this. Spidey Webs, welcome back. Good to see you back. We are looking at the TMNT X Godzilla wave of figures. We have already opened a Rodan, X Raphael, you can see here, and just opened this Mikey X King Ghidorah, who looks pretty sick, to be honest. Not my favorite kind of pairing, not the one I would really think of when it comes to doing turtles and of the monsters, but you know what? If it works, it works. Yeah, so I think I will do thing that they show on the actual hands. Well, what they show on the actual art of the box, and yeah, the tail just pops right out. Spidey Webs, okay, yeah. Hope you're doing good, though. Thank you for joining the stream. Let's see. So I guess I'll just put the hands sideways, because these do have little peg holes there because they are kind of sunken in on that shoulder. Okay, so yeah, so he can just hold them. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. That does work pretty well. Even without the tail. I mean, that's just sick. Okay, that is pretty cool. I do like that. And it does make sense, you know, instead of like the nunchucks. I would think that this would be Shredder still, but even though this still works so well. Even, also, do maybe want to try. Maybe can we get this? Maybe. I don't know if it can really work. I don't think it can. Because, you know, because they got to take up the same space. So I think it makes sense for it to not work. I wonder if you could, like, kind of fake it. Maybe if I did... That might not. Okay, so my thought is... Could do like that with the nunchuck. Well, where it just kind of like... It either like just sits on there, covering it, or... Like it sits on the nunchuck, kind of loosely. But it is on there. Kind of to do the thing, but I don't think that really works. I think it works better just by itself. And it's like, I think man, I might just prefer this with the things. I wouldn't think I would. I thought I would probably prefer with the nunchucks, but you know, it's so different. So now I wish I could like store these somewhere on the actual figure. It's like, well, if I want to store them, should I put them on the side of the belt? Because that would be nice. And his body is very shapely. He is round. Around a boy. All right, let's get this tail back on here. This kind of crappy ass tail. Okay. Here is our full Michelangelo X King Ghidorah in his plastic glory. He looks pretty cool. Do kind of wish I could store these. That's like my main one. But it's like, I still like these very well. It's like, yeah, it does make sense for what's going on here. But having like the 3 different heads on here just works way too well. So I love this. It's a great, yeah, it's a great concept and a great toy. It's very fun. I just still, okay. It's like, still just to harp on this because it just gets me. I'm like, why Michelangelo? Why? Shredder right there, bro. But I get it. Yeah, you can do Gigan. Because that makes sense with the hook hands and with Shredder with the things. But yeah. But I think that's it when it comes to Mikey. So pretty good. Not too shabby. I think I still might prefer the Rodan. But Mikey is no slouch. Mikey's just weird. It's just a weird thing. I do want to just... Sorry. Trying to make sure all my things are working correctly. Okay. Light is a go. But yeah. Overall, a great looking figure. A lot of fun. Just a wild design. I don't know who came up with this, but you know what? Good on you. You did your job. And they liked it, and it looks great. It looks cool as a figure. It looks cool. But still like the Rodan, I think, a bit more. This guy is like, I like it. I like it a lot. Might be nice since like he does feel more complete because he has the whole wings and everything, and the tails, and also with the heads and the hands. So it's more unique as a monster kind of design there, but it still works so well. Put him there. Well, we'll put him there. Him there. Do want to get these guys in their corners. Because we still have one more figure to do. It is the one and only, our best for last, Leo X Godzilla figure. Bro. This has all the aura right now. Doing this last on our Hallows Eve, our Halloween live stream special. Yeah, which I hope you all are enjoying so far, because I'm having a great time, personally. I'm so happy to, still be doing this. And just wanting to be on here and just give y'all content. It's always a great time. There's our Leo. His swords, Leo X Godzilla, King of the Mutants. Regular things, everything's all the same. Context at the top. Turtles X Godzilla, and of course the one switcheroo, but, well, it's like in the same back as well. But one switcheroo that is the same as we see here, King Ghidorah, to have a little assembly instruction to put the shell onto the body. Not suitable for children under 3 years. Small parts. Don't eat them. Nickelodeon, Godzilla, Toho, Playmates. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a Half Shell. Kaiju Power? I don't know. Yeah. But they're pretty cool. And we are doing the King. Wait, what did they say? Yeah, what was his moniker? King of the Mutants. You know what? That is a vibe. This is a vibe. Our trusty Exacto one last time. It's freed. And that is okay. Okay. Packaging, still a bit tight, if I will say. There we go. They really want to make sure that, especially if you're trying to steal this, that's like, it is in there. This is a solid piece. And this guy's a mess. What the heck? Here's our empty box, last one. Our King of the Mutants. Our Godzilla. Bro. all the vibes with this lighting. What the hell? I should be just doing this all the time. But yeah, he looks so badass. Here's our last look at that background there. Another thing to go away. But look at this. This has like, okay, if I would buy double of these, it's like if I would choose anyone to buy twice, it would be this one, just to have them on the wall. Because, okay, this whole figure looks like an old, like a Trendmasters kind of Godzilla toy. I'm kind of getting that. I think I'm stealing that, but that thought, from MIB. But this definitely has like that old, like that 90s, kind of like, those Trendmasters toys. It's like, these definitely have that kind of aesthetic and vibe to them. It makes me kind of want to just see regular Godzilla figures in this design, because we are kind of getting these in turtle form, and we'll be looking at those just to kind of compare, kind of see what's actually going on here. But yeah, it looks immaculate. It looks amazing. This looks like a perfect figure in my mind's eye. This might be a figure of the year contender. I can just, it's like, just looking at it through the camera, it just, this is everything that I'm flabbergasted by this figure's existence. The fact that two of the most like insane kind of franchises that have ever really kind of like become popular, with multiple kind of iterations, and it's like how much they've evolved through the years of existing, and what they're doing now in modern times is very unique, and it gives them a lot of, I guess, more opportunities. And also it's like it seems like all these companies are now kind of like cool a little bit more with messing with each other. Because I think like Marvel, because I think that like Hasbro is doing something with some other franchises as well. I'm trying to think what they've been like dipping their toes in, and what other companies have been doing, because it's mainly Playmates, but it's also Mattel, because Mattel has been doing a lot of their He-Man crossovers, and they did do a Turtles crossover, and they've also done a Thundercats crossover as well with He-Man, and I've seen those recently, and those look super fucking sick. I need those. I'll probably go buy those at some point, but they got a lot of them. What am I thinking of? Yeah, just all, it's like like just seeing all these different like toy companies and these franchises kind of like try to collaborate and bring something unique. It's like, okay, it's like, but this actually kind of reminds you of when they did the Power Rangers X Godzilla comics. I feel like they should have made figures of those Power Rangers in the specific, like in the monster suits, because that would be cool. Even do a Zord, like that Godzilla Zord or whatever it was, or like they all had different Zords. Like do that whole team. That could be like a Comic-Con set if they wanted to. I wouldn't mind it. I'd probably take it. It's like put it in that Lightning collection kind of form with Hasbro. I'm sorry, Playmates, because that's who's doing them now. They don't look great. I get it, you're doing the vintage stuff, but even then, some of that new stuff, it's like what are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? Why are we doing this? Oh, Hasbro. Not being able to do anything with any properties that are good. Because the most good, of course, they do is Marvel. Because that's the most that they really make. I would think kind of figure-wise, specifically. I don't know, overall toy-wise. I mean, they make millions and millions of toys. Because they're a toy company. They're like the biggest toy company, probably in the world. Are they? You got, well, you got Mattel and they got Barbie. That's a whole... Yeah, that's a whole thing just by itself. But they got a bunch of stuff there. And yeah, and then you also got Legos, but Legos are kind of expensive now, so I don't really touch them at all. I probably should. It's like I have like a Lego in the collection. It's the Spider-Man Lego. I don't know if you can see him if he's back there. But he's with all the Spider-Verse stuff, so he's doing his thing. But in any case, I'm going to stop the rambling. We're going to open up this gorgeous... yeah, this gorgeous fucking figure. It's just perfect. How can you ever like compete with this as a toy? This is like peak toy nonsense. And I love it. Mr. Snips. We are going to be very careful with this one. So this one is not going to get any camera time. During this, I apologize. But I ain't risking. Okay. I'm going to do this. Excuse me. Ugh. Back here so I can concentrate. I'll do this more efficiently as well. And we can actually move in these two. There we go. Reconnecting. There we go. Okay. Okay. Of course. Do have a twist tie on the tail, as always. At the very end of it. Right when it's almost free. No. Okay. You got it? I think I do. Oh, I got one. Where number two? Alrighty. There we go. Get these all laid out. One more twist tie, and then we shall show the camera our handiwork. Well, not my handiwork, but the thing I bought with my moolah. All right, and then that's the end of our end of plastic. Go away. Okay. And that's the end of Mr. Snips and Exacto. And then we are going to grab all of our pieces. It should be looking straight down the barrel. Okay. Oh. Here we are. Okay. Gonna get him all set up here. We'll kind of show off. What do we want to show first? Okay, so here's our Godzilla. All his plastic glory. I do want to show off first, as we have done with the other ones, where we show off the weapons. So there are his katanas, his atomic breath, or his atomic charged, I guess you could say, katanas. Like a blue translucent but flame kind of effect, or atomic breath. Does have blue hilts there. Mine does have a little bit of has a white or like a silver paint smudge. Wonder if I could just get that off, but I don't know. But pretty cool. Neat little things. And then I did want to show, you do have the shell that comes packed in separate. Does have these spines, and you can see it is based off of, it is based off of that Hanna-Barbera kind of cartoon style of Godzilla with these star-shaped kind of like the dorsal plates right there. So that's pretty cool. Another fact I took from MIB. Thank you, MIB, for posting a video so I can know a little bit more. Has some cracks around there at the dorsal plates. There has the Toho thing, 2025 Viacom across there. Then there's your little insert piece. Goes on the back here. So Leo has his whole shell as an actual separate piece compared to these two, where Raph's is just on his body already. It is a full shell, but but the wings are attached. So so it works out that way. And then of course, with Michelangelo, they had to cut out like 2/3 of his. Well, more like overall like a third, because maybe could I don't know. Yeah, you only have like about like a third of it left there because of the wings, but they kind of incorporate them here, but it doesn't really work that well. So kind of like, who cares? Okay. He barely has a shell, but it looks great with the wings. But then we're gonna snap that back on there. Looks great there, and that feels great. It's like, so that's not going to be falling off anytime soon. And why would you even want to take this off? Because it just completes the look. And look at this dude. His head is a little stuck there. Rodan, look at my camera, my man. Do your job. But here he is. Here's our Leonardo as Godzilla. Still has that kind of basic turtle-shaped head. Has his signature blue bandana, but does have some dorsal plate, kind of like head horns kind of going on there. Has the teeth there. A bit remnant, kind of reminds me of when they did, I think, like when the when the Ninja Turtles were kind of like super mutants, and they were like these giant like yellow monsters or something. They had kind of like a face like this. Is like, but he has a nose. He's got a full-on nose there. It's like so weird to see. But then, you know, it's like, but at the front of the shell, it's just a regular kind of design there compared to all the rest. Has the same belt and the same, the whole like the belt and the elbow pad and the then around the wrists, and then of course around the knees with the padding and wrapping there. And then all the skin is like that bumpy kind of Godzilla texture that that you usually get with these older kind of styled figures, or any kind of like more basic figures there. But then you have the tail, some little simplified, more dorsal plates that are just like triangles essentially. So pretty cool there. But his legs are massive, I must say. They are humongous. Like they are like the size of his body if they were like in full like length. Like this is so much. Like, yeah, like, this is Shin Godzilla levels of like them thighs, brother. What's going on with the thighs? Why he got thunder thighs? But even it's like it's like his whole legs are all huge too. So it's like it kind of feels improportionate, but it works. It kind of works for this kind of design, because if he's supposed to be giant, then I feel like his legs would be huge. Well, they would be huge, but like in proportion, I think it would kind of change up a bit compared to, it's like with Michelangelo and Raphael, because they both have wings, so it makes sense that their feet are kind of more smaller there. But we will go over articulation for Leo kind of real quick, just your regular rotation. Same thing there, kind of does that up there. This one goes all the way. That's kind of cool. And then, it's like this one's the most freed up. So you get all of our basic articulation there. Nothing much here, but really it's at the legs. I think is going to be a main difference, of course. Can kick forward. We're including the knee kind of all the way out about that far. Kick back about that far, but it does go kind of out. There. Do have rotation there, but you can do rotation. Oh, but only that much. It's not very much really going on, but they do kind of get each other, so you gotta kind of be careful. But then hinge at the knees goes about that far, goes forward about that far, and then just have your same rotation. And I think you even get a hinge. Yes, you do have a hinge there, so goes back that far, goes forward about that far, but then just have rotation. And then, of course, at the tail, have full rotation there as well. So, yeah. Just a badass toy, to be honest. It's like the perfect kind of mashup that you're really looking forward to finally seeing, and to see how they deliver specifically with this Leonardo is enough for me alone. We will get his swords and his hands. Like, this is so wild. Look at this. And this kind of like, it just makes sense. It's just like, yeah, of course you would do that. King Ghidorah. And here, kind of how I imagine I want them to kind of be, but all about our boy. Bro, look at that. Look at that shit. Bros look so good. Yeah, just look at this trio. I mean, just this trio alone just looks so great together. But this Godzilla just makes it. Yeah, this Leonardo, Godzilla figure specifically, this is the one. If you don't, it's like if you don't have any of them, and if you're able to get one, I would say all you need is this Godzilla Leonardo. If you want to go as weird as possible, go for the Mikey. You know, it's like, but Raph is there. He looks great. I think it's actually kind of like, I don't know. I just really like his design. I think that they mashed it up very, very well. But compared to like the Leonardo and Godzilla figure, it just makes sense. It's just a perfect figure. I love how they incorporated with the atomic breath with the swords. It makes a lot of sense, of course, with each characters, and how they designed them just makes sense, and how they executed this. It's just so, excuse me, freaking good, bro. Excuse me. All right. I think that is it. Looking at these guys, so it is time for our comparisons. What time is it? It is 7:42. We're making decent time. A little late, if I'll be honest. But we started late. I did want to start at 5, but you know, time is not on my side at the moment. Okay, we're going to move these. But yeah, but of all three of them, I would say definitely, but Leonardo is for sure the favorite. Okay, I think that Mikey is very, very good. I do like the end result of having, having the heads on the hands. It's a very unique look, but I do like the inclusion of the, of the nunchucks. I just don't know. It's just something. It's like, I like it. It's done very well. It's like, I just wish that they would have done, a different character as King Ghidorah. And they could well do it if they wanted to, if they just want to make up stuff, which I wouldn't put past them. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it might be my third, and I think that Rodan's second. So it's a Leo, X Godzilla, and then Rodan, Raphael X Rodan, and then Michelangelo X King Ghidorah. Because I just can't get past this Leo. It looks immaculate. It is a perfect figure. I keep saying that, but it's true. I think that these figures are amazing. I think that they've executed them very, very well. It's like they should be making more. Well, they probably will, because it's like we don't have the Donatello yet. It'd be pretty cool, and it'd be weird if they didn't do it. So I guess I'm going to figure out how we're going to do our comparisons. Could do just them right here, I guess, in the middle, and I can just see what goes on. Because if they work, they work. But all right. So the first one's okay. It's like, so these all fit well into frame. Okay, so this first one I wanted to do for fun, because this did kind of remind me of, it's like when they mashed up the turtles with other monsters, specifically in this more kind of retro styling. And I do have one from back in the day. It's like the one my friends gave me. This is the Playmates Raphael as the Mummy. So where you have like the same thing that's kind of going on here compared to the Godzilla stuff. So where you have all of the elements of the turtles, and then they even came with unique weapons, but you're mashing them up with a specific monster, another specific character, and kind of like incorporating elements from both into the, it's like more specifically into the turtle world and the turtle base, but putting stuff on them. So it looks really, really cool. And I would kind of love to see kind of like a remastered like of these versions, kind of like in this sort of style, because this kind of reminds me of the remastered, to be honest. But it's like even though like they are like a different kind of scale, like they're a little bit taller, but I think that you can make them work, and they are bigger monsters, so it makes sense. So yeah, so pretty cool. Even do the iconic Godzilla and him, and then of course King Ghidorah, but they all look great together. They all look amazing and look great with this. Yeah, with this guy. Do we want to do, okay, it's like now we'll start my pairs. Okay, it's just him by himself. What do I want to do? How do I want to do this? Okay, we're going to do, okay, so we're going to do our other mashup ones. Yeah, we're going to get these ones out of the way. So first I'll show off, as we talked about and as we saw before, did have some more Turtles of Grayskull, so I did get out the Turtles of Grayskull Mousetrap. I have a different thing going on there. Of course, much taller, much bigger, but still works, oh, excuse me, pretty well, even though he is much, much taller. But I think it kind of makes more sense. It's like, yeah, if you see these more as like turtle-sized, but, it's not a perfect kind of pairing there, but it's all right. They just look cool. Then our next other kind of mashup thing, and then to kind of still go along with the whole Halloween thing, have the Ben Cooper Godzilla figure here, looking pretty sweet, looking pretty cool. I really actually like them next to these. These are super cool. And next up, as we've been talking about through this whole time, talking about the remastered TMNT figures. Finally got all the ones that go with this. We do not have any. Well, do we have? Well, we have one single Donatello. But after him, no Donatello. It's like, but there is no Donatello really to show off here. But there's our remastered Leonardo, our remastered Raphael, and our Michelangelo, who I still need to fix the thing on. I just haven't had the, I just haven't had the time to heat up the head. But yeah, as you can see, it is kind of like similar, I would say, in the vibes of what they're going for, but complete new body sculpts, for both. Of course, these ones are the 6-pack version, so these ones have the smooth skin that are more closer to the original compared to the single releases where they had, that more bumpier skin texture. Can this chill out? It is so bothering me. But they look cool. But they look all pretty great together. It does kind of like, it feels like an evolution. Like if I had like Godzilla figure out here. It's like, Too bad I don't have a good King Ghidorah. I really gotta get me a good King Ghidorah because I do not want to bring out the one I got here because he's ugly. He is bad. He is rough. He's just gonna sit there for the rest of his days. He is not good. Oh, all right. Oh, we are gonna get these going. I guess spoilers. No King Ghidorah. Unless someone really wants to see him, then I'll grab him. But for right now, it's not in the plans. Because I only have the old, the Bandai Creations. Basically like their GMK version. And he's been through the ringer. He is like missing horns. He is missing teeth. He is in pieces, literally. But here's our original. These are the 2008 Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. Which are really, really cool. Of course, way smaller, even compared to the. Here we'll get out Raph. Even compared to the remastered. And those I kind of even like I slouched down, but it's like, but if this guy was like standing up straight, it's like, he'd be way taller. But still look good. Still cool designs and different mashups just work so well. And different turtles. Just all the turtles. I'm literally just doing that. Okay, but then a pair that aren't turtles, but characters that we could potentially see more of in this new Godzilla wave. First we have Shredder, who might work as Gigan, and then Splinter, who he might be our Anguirus, if anything. I would think so. Because it makes sense. Or even like he's Baragon or something. Baragon would be pretty cool. Honestly, him as Baragon, that's cool. He has like the horn, but has like the rat face. Oh. Has like the giant ears though. Ooh. I don't know how that could really work, but it sounds cool in my head. Make it happen, Playmates. Pay me. Alrighty. And then, Shredder, I guess, is going to be Gigan, because he can't be King Ghidorah now. Because that's taken, I guess. But they look pretty good. Especially just like the Splinter. I think he actually works well with these ones. Like, they should also make just regular turtles in this kind of design. Because I might just buy that. Like, but like I don't have enough turtles already. I already have too many. There are too many turtles. Now I need to figure out where these three go. Because these were like, why would I not buy this? These are 3 perfect figures. Okay. So now getting over, kind of away from our kind of regular style kind of toys and more into our, I would say, our more collector kind of thing going on here with these kind of going on. It's like we're going away from Playmates and now getting back to NECA. Have Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo. Yeah, they look all right. They're not. Yeah, of course, it's like style-wise, it's very different. But this is still, I think they're still pretty cool. I like them. Very, very different. But just a very unique way. It's like, and then then these are supposed to be, you know, like the same kind of style, kind of like that cartoon style of the turtles. So you definitely see, I think, more of those elements coming through with these designs of the toys and the figures. They're actually kind of more, I guess they are kind of like more, it's like they do feel more kind of like towards like the remastered or even towards just the regular like the Playmates original ones. Probably more towards the remaster because they don't have the things, but they have like the black buckles compared to the cartoon where they have like the white buckles. All right, and then going way beyond, going all around, do have the movie Leonardo. Have Raphael. How do we want to do this? Here, let me get Mikey in here. We can see how we can fit all this. And Michelangelo. You can go there, you can go there, you can come over here, you go over here, you come in here. That's decent. Not great. Put you. Huh? Well, if I want to keep them in frame, what am I doing? Oh, there. Still very, very different things that are going on here. Entirely different designs and stylings, but still great, awesome turtle figures. And just, you know, unique kind of things that you can do. It's like, and now it makes you think about, it's like, well, what if I can get these movie NECA turtles in a shot with a Godzilla or something? It would be actually pretty fun. I've never thought about that just until now. Maybe even like Leo versus Gigan or something. I might have seen like something of that. But if not, I'm going to take that picture at some point. Alrighty, and then, so now going back to our mashups, more unique ones, but going, but staying with NECA and keeping with our horror theme, trying to stay on that as well with our Halloween theme going on right now. We do have the NECA Leonardo as the Hunchback, who is humongous. Looks great. It's kind of like movie style wise, but you know, in that, with the Universal monster kind of flair to it, or just the regular monster kind of flair. And then you got Michelangelo as the Mummy, who looks amazing as well. And then lastly, we'll have a Raphael as Frankenstein's monster, or Frankenstein, however you prefer. But looking really cool. Kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see these. And it makes me even more clamored to see Playmates do remasters of these. Please do these. It would be so nice. I need me a Wolfman Leonardo. I need me a remastered Donatello as the Invisible Man, or was that Michelangelo? I think that was Michelangelo. No, because Mikey was Mikey Dracula? That might have been Donatello. It makes more sense if it, yeah, I think if it's Donatello. Yeah, because Mikey was Invisible Man. Yes. That makes more sense. Because that's what it was back in the day. Well, that's what I'm remembering. At least I think so. Because they're weird. They can't really mash them up too much. Except for these ones. Like, these ones actually work pretty well for what they're going for when it comes to doing the characters. It's mainly just Leo as Hunchback, but then they, save themselves by making him the creature from the Black Lagoon. And they did do that, too, as a Playmates thing, too. So, pretty cool. The next, we are going to do some villains or potentials for what they might or could do, or one that are kind of like a bit kaiju sized in my mind. So first, we got our cartoon Shredder, because of course this is in the cartoon world here, and he would have the potential probably the most to have a figure if they do a next wave and want to do more characters, or if they have a form in the comics. And then you have Krang in his android body. Definitely giant size. Still kind of big for these turtles, but, it's a little easier for them. It's kind of regular, kind of sized. I would think so. They're a bit smaller than that, though. Because this is like the, if we're talking cartoon, hold up. Yeah, we're going to get Mikey. Just because it'll fit. Because if you get Mikey there, he's still a bit taller than these ones. By about, like, an inch or two. Like a full, 2 inches, it looks like. Like, almost like 2 or 3 inches. Maybe like 1 inch. I'm very bad. Okay. Ow. Okay. But yeah, but they look pretty cool. So, potential. And then our last pairing of villains, TMNT. Yeah, I thought that this guy would be unique. If they try to bring him in as something, maybe he could be like something to do with like Hedorah or something. Because it'd be pretty neat. Because you have Mutagen Man here as well. And this is the Super 7. The Mutagen Man, because I think it just looks amazing. It looks just like the original toy, but, huge. And then, of course, Playmates released their new version of that. So I've been, investing in this shit. I've been waiting for these. And then you got Toka, who I think it's like if any of the other, the mutants I really have, I think the Toka, the Toka and Razor probably would be good if they were giant size too, because you can do Bebop and Rocksteady. So why not do Toka and Razor? I think that they would probably work pretty well in the Godzilla, the universe. Even if you want to do kind of Razor as King Caesar and do Toka as Anguirus, if they get that far, I guess, and even if they don't use those characters by that point, which would be weird specifically with Anguirus, but with King Caesar, I think it works. I don't know. It'd be weird, but it'd be cool. But who would be like Destroyer? Would that be Krang? Would that be like their big bad? Would be like the Krang android body as like a Destroyer somehow? Or just a Mecha Godzilla 2? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. If y'all have any thoughts, or want to chat about anything, or anything about toys, or really anything. We talk about movies, shows. I watched the new It Dairy episode. That shit was wild. But now we are going to be getting to our Godzilla comparisons and our other kaiju here. one that's kind of like my knight in shot. My favorite for now is the SH Monster Arts Godzilla versus Gigan Godzilla. Kind of like, I feel like this kind of era, it's like, even though this is kind of probably more Heisei-ish, kind of Trendmasters, I think it kind of just makes more sense. Kind of like this classic Godzilla design looks here. And then for another Godzilla design, though, I did go for another Showa, and we went with the Godzilla versus Kong, because that one is a more actual greenish color there. I wish my camera would stop doing this stupid focus thing. Okay. Are you good? You good, bro? All right. But they look pretty good. And this is the the NECA version, because I just thought it looked better. In my humble opinion. But it looks fine. Looks pretty cool. Just need to kind of hopefully get a higher one. Now, that would be nice. Then now doing our last comparisons, but with other kaiju, ones that are potential and then ones that we actually have. So, of course, gotta show off our Showa Rodan. Looking pretty cool, and he has the kind of laughing head there. And this is the Playmates version, which is pretty good, admittedly. I would say so. And then you have Jaguar, who is, of course, teased as Donatello in the show, well, in the comic. We're just going to keep that there. I swear. And then our last comparison, well, do we want to fit him in? No. Well, we can get Jet in here. And then we'll do our last comparison with our another, with one of our other SH Figuarts Godzilla figures. If his tail wants to stay on. There we go. Here is our SH Figuarts Gigan, our Showa version, looking pretty sick though. You know how crazy it would be to get like an actual a costume of this, like doing like that for Halloween, doing a full-on an actual professional looking Godzilla costume, or any kind of any other kaiju, or even a Super Sentai. You'd be the fucking coolest guy in the room. You'd be uncomfortable. You couldn't see shit. But you'd be the coolest motherfucker around. Bro. All the vibes. All the vibes. Love these. Okay. I'm going to keep these guys out, because you gotta. We'll get Gigan in here. We'll get Rodan back there. We shall put Jet right there in the back. We do want to get these guys a little closer. Do our group shot. Here, let me get Mikey. There we go. Yeah, those look really cool. Yeah. All right, so we're going to fill out our rest of our thing. I think I'll just do the one Godzilla. Yeah. That's fine. Alrighty, what's next? We're gonna do our hunchback Leo back here. Oh, Cyclops. Oh yeah, it's this hunchback one. Yeah, I'm actually not gonna do that. Cyclops, can you remove yourself from the premises, please? Go back to your station. Go back to work. Looking up there. Beaming. Got a blast. All right, there's our Raphael as Frankenstein. Do you even see him? You do not. His wing is so big. We're just gonna scoot guy again. We're gonna scoot him. Scoot Rodan. All back there. Godzilla gets all the glory, and that's fine. Mikey. There. Do I just want to go for it? Kind of not really. We'll just go for it. He'll sit back there. There we go. Pretty cool. What do we want to do next? I guess we can do our cartoon villains. Krang and the android body, and then do our mutagen man. So I guess I can do, well, I'll get in, definitely want to get in Shredder. All right, then we need I think we also need a turtle, so we're going to do, at least get Leo. For the cartoon side, we'll get Wrath anyways. Just have a little bit more for that. You know what? Maybe we can get Mikey in there too. Screw it. There he is. Well, he's just peeking through there. Alrighty, what's next? Do want to get you in there because you do make sense. Maybe I can move Godzilla back now, actually. Oh, hold up. Sorry, I'm trying to make room for everything. Not everything fits. That's fine. I hate this Shredder so much. Of course, it starts. Everything starts to fall apart. It's all ruined. Everything. Yeah, this Shredder, I will say it's like the one thing with this is that I hate that like the helmet crest isn't like, it just doesn't pop in there quite perfectly. I kind of want to glue it, but I like having the interchangeable, but they gotta do better with that. Because the fact that the fact that the piece that he comes packed on with doesn't really stay on there. Yeah, but after like you do the thing that they want you to do, kind of like, oh man, really, I have to deal with this. Alrighty, you know what? I'm gonna move his sword down so we can see him. Remember, this is about these three, not just about all these guys up here that you can see. It's about these three. They look great. Okay. Maybe I can sneak in my mummy. Raph. Into here. Then work in the kid, the Ben Cooper Godzilla costume kit in here. Or closest to just a regular human, which is basically Shredder. Then for other weird mashups, of course we can fit in Mouse Jaw. Pretty good. And then, do we want to put in a movie turtle? Do we even want to try? I don't think I even want to try. Can I even fit him in there? No, we're not going to worry about that. We're good. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay, so we're going to get our remastered Toyos. Because these are kind of like the ones that I'm kind of basing these off of, comparing mainly with, seeing how closely they are. I kind of wish that they were the same size, but it makes sense how they would kind of, yeah, basically like grow bigger. Of course, they are technically 1/1200 scales. Or 1/1200 scale. But I would say 1200. 1/1200. And there they are. You can barely see Mikey and Raph, but they are there. Get Raph in there a little bit more just to make it even. Yeah, just a tiny bit more. There we go. Mikey, you are on thin ice, bud. All right. I think we are good. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I can just do that. But there they are. There's everything. Every little toy. Of course, I don't really want to fill out the rest of this. I think this is plenty to compare with. But hope y'all have enjoyed the live stream. I think we are going to end it off here. So if y'all here in the live have any questions or want to see other comparisons or anything you want to see here that is on the screen, you know, any of the other figures in the background or anything you don't see or just have general questions, be sure to let me know. Or, you know, be sure to like this video, this live stream. I appreciate all the support. Be sure to comment what you want to see here on the channel or even here on the streams. If you have any recommendations for what we can look at, maybe see if I can get them going. But yeah, just a ton of fun. And, you know, be sure of all, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate the support. Yeah, but feel free to check out my Instagram. I shall be putting up a new picture, hopefully by the end of the night. We'll see what goes on. So yeah. Oh yeah, but one last thing. Happy Halloween. Hope y'all stay safe out there, but have fun. Eat some candy. Just wear the best costume you can, and yeah, you know, don't let the world keep you down. Have fun. Be human. Go out there if you're able. Of course. But yeah, thank y'all for the support. Next week, we'll see what goes on. I think I have an idea of what to do, but time will tell. So yeah, but y'all have a good night. Be cool. Do good. Hope y'all have enjoyed the live stream, and I will see y'all next time. Goodbye.